rep that you. Orange and green from head to toe, that's you. Back in the 80s, dressed in fatigue, that's you. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. See, everywhere I go, you know I rep that you. Orange and green from head to toe, that's you. Back in the 80s, dressed in fatigue, that's you. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. When you talk about the best, better say the Hurricane 9. Talking Ray Lewis hits, back in the Arvo days. Talking Santa the Moss, going deep for the touchdown six. Talking Air Reed all in the backfield, safety blitz. Yeah, all of my soldiers, they ride, reppin' at you. Hoping we running to you. Irvin catching the boss, Philly get sacks. I had your hitting the fools like cheers. They poured the sap, but legend forever. R.J. Johnson, Court, Gino Torado, Brandon Harris, Kid the Dorsey, Willis McGahee, Reggie Wayne, Travis Benjamin, how can you play this? Talking 83, 87, 89, 9101. That right, got fire rings, get right. We live, we big, had to stay locked. No lie. See, everywhere I go, you know I rep that you. Orange and green from head to toe, that's you. Back in the 80s, dressed in fatigue, that's you. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. See, everywhere I go, you know I rep that you. Orange and green from head to toe, that's you. Back in the 80s, dressed in fatigue, that's you. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. Year of the 8-ball. 8-ball time for my dogs, you got it. Number one for the crib, my side, and it ain't no top. Step far to the left, step far to the right. Have it pose up, have it pose up. Brian McKinney, Devin Hester, Kevin Winslow, Jimmy Graham, Michael Barrow, Vince Wilfork, Brian Patter, Dan Morgan, shut down the line. Sam Shields, Sean Spence, taking shots, shout out to my homies. Roscoe Paris, DJ Williams, Philip Buchanan, Landon Hank, John Beeson. One time for the Rock, one time for Chip Kelly, and all of you players. A special salute for the truth, Sean Taylor. See, everywhere I go, you know I rep that you. Orange and green from head to toe, that's you. Back in the 80s, dressed in fatigue, that's you. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. See, everywhere I go, you know I rep that you. Orange and green from head to toe, that's you. Back in the 80s, dressed in fatigue, that's you. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. It's a shame. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. It's a shame. See, everywhere I go, you know I rep that you. Orange and green from head to toe, that's you. Back in the 80s, dressed in fatigue, that's you. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. See, everywhere I go, you know I rep that you. Orange and green from head to toe, that's you. Back in the 80s, dressed in fatigue, that's you. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. When you talk about the best, better say the Hurricane 9. Talking Ray Lewis hits, back in the Arvo days. Talking Santa the Moss, going deep for the touchdown six. Talking Air Reed all in the backfield, safety blitz. Yeah, all of my soldiers, they ride, reppin' at you. Hoping we running to you. Irvin catching the boss, Philly get sacks. I had your hitting the fools like cheers. They poured the sap, but legend forever. R.J. Johnson, Court, Gino Torado, Brandon Harris, Kid the Dorsey, Willis McGahee, Reggie Wayne, Travis Benjamin, how can you play this? Talking 83, 87, 89, 9101. That right, got fire rings, get right. We live, we big, had to stay locked. No lie. See, everywhere I go, you know I rep that you. Orange and green from head to toe, that's you. dressed in fatigue, that's you. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. See, everywhere I go, you know I rep that you. Orange and green from head to toe, that's you. Back in the 80s, dressed in fatigue, that's you. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. Year of the 8-ball. 8-ball time from a dog, you got it. You got it. Number one for the crib, on the side, and it ain't no top. Ain't no topic. Step far to the left, step far to the left, step far to the right, step far to the right. Have it pose up, have it pose up. Brian McKinney, Devin Hester, Kevin Winslow, Jimmy.
What's up, guys? Welcome to NMD TV. Canes all day. If you're rocking with the youth, you know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe button so you never miss out on a video. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Make sure the mic working. Make sure we're good. Making sure everything is going and flowing. Much love to the early birds. Shout out to the early birds who are here. Before we even get going, before we even talk about what we got to talk about, before my face is on a screen, shout out to all the early birds: Matt, Rob, Blaine, Landfound, Kane, Zay, Mr. HD. How we living? How we feeling? How we living? How we feeling, man? You know what we're talking about today? Matt Lee has committed to the Miami Hurricanes. We want to talk about that. Want to talk about Daryl Jackson. You know, obviously he's a topic of conversation. A lot of different things to talk about tonight, man, but definitely want to show love to the people who are showing love to me. Shout out to the early birds. Shout out to the members of the channel, man. Much love to the members that we just got rolling. We just started the memberships on this channel. Shout out to all you guys who are investing in the channel. I appreciate it. So let's get going here. First, I want to make sure. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. We good. I just wanted to double check a couple things. Make sure that we are ready to go. Making sure that we are ready to go. Get this off the screen here. All right, guys. Matt Lee has officially committed to our Miami Hurricanes, and this is a big get. I would classify this as a big get. When I started this channel, I gotta open up before I even dive into what Matt Lee brings to this team, the recruiting job that Mario Cristobal did, how this all broke down. I've got to make a confession about how I used to run this channel. I'm not gonna lie. When I first started this channel, I used to say, okay, if Miami gets a skill position commit, we talking about it. I'm making a video. If Miami gets a defensive line, we talking about it. If Miami gets an O-line, yeah, I may talk about it, I may not. But after dealing with the offensive line play that we have dealt with these last couple years, offensive linemen, I appreciate you guys. If you come across this video, I appreciate good offensive line play because the last couple years we have not had it, and it has showed on the field, and that is one of the many reasons, probably one of our top reasons, one of them, that this team hasn't had the success that we all want, that we all crave. So by saying that, Mario Cristobal comes in and he starts his tenure at Miami going straight defensive line, but basically saying what we need, it has to look a certain way. The type of player that we want to get, it has to hit a certain way. And if you look at Mario Cristobal actions, he's telling you that the size, the stature, the character of a player really does matter. And you can see all that in his in this commitment of Matt Lee. Matt Lee, former UCF center, has been there for 4 years, but he still has 2 years of eligibility. All AAC player, consistent play, had not dealt with a lot of injuries. This is a cat who had 0 sacks allowed, 435 pass blocking snaps, and only allowed 2 quarterback pressures in 2022. Grades out as a 91 pass blocking for those who like PFF. To me, one of the best players, to a lot of people, one of the best players in the transfer portal, one of the best available players in the transfer portal. So Matt Lee comes into this team. He will be our starting center. I project him to be a starter, and hopefully he can give us 2 years. Hopefully, if he has a great year this season, probably gonna dip out. But hopefully he gives us 2 years to get this offensive line play. So you're looking at a guy who brings production. You're looking at a guy who has been healthy, a guy who's played in some big games. Welcome to Miami, Matt Lee, much needed get. Now, look at what Mario Cristobal has done. You get Samson Okunlola. You get Maui Moore. You bring in Javion Cohen. This offensive line recruiting, this offensive line acquisitions, this offensive line turnover is going to bring us to be looking a lot different next year. That's how I feel. Or that's how I'm projecting. When you bring in this guy, Matt Lee, and let's not forget, we still got Zion Nelson. We still got Zion Nelson in the cut. We still got Zion Nelson who didn't play a snap last year. I honestly believe if this offensive line can gel, stay healthy, our offense looks totally different than what it did last year. This is a step to getting in the right direction. Matt Lee, a big-time get. Matt Lee, who was recruited by Oklahoma. And actually, I really thought Oklahoma had a big selling point because Dylan Gabriel, who is the Oklahoma Sooners starting quarterback, he decided to come back to the Sooners for another year. And that announcement was made right when Matt Lee decided to enter the transfer portal. So I assume, just like a lot of people, that he would go to Oklahoma. He visited Oklahoma, ends up visiting Miami. Miami wines and dines him. We all saw the picture of him, Mario, Tyler Van Dyke, chilling like a villain. And then today it comes down that he has committed to the Miami Hurricanes. And I feel like he's going to be our starting center, and it just gets us one step closer. I'm not going to say who it is, but I saw a tweet that said, if it's not a big-time receiver, I'm not going to be excited. And I'm not going to say that person is wrong. I mean, that's just how he feels. And I used to feel like that. I used to feel like, hey, if it's not a skilled player, man. But I don't know how you could watch this Miami Hurricanes team these past couple years and not realize that one of the main reasons we haven't been where we need to be is because the lack of offensive line play, because of how bad this offensive line play has been. So if you're asking me right now, January 8th, who's the starters next year? I think we have Zion Nelson at a tackle, one of the two 5-star freshmen at a tackle. You got Lee at center. You got Cohen. And then you got Jalen Rivers or Cooper at guard. A lot of people think it's going to be automatically Jalen Rivers, but I'm really a big fan of Inez Cooper, and I think he's going to fight for a starting job. So I'm excited about this, man. And I don't know how anybody can't be excited. I'm looking at the chat. Michael Davis says you love being an off season champ. Listen, you can't win. We have to win today. You have to win today. Then you go into tomorrow, you win tomorrow, and then you keep on winning. And when the season comes around, you have to win the season too. So don't be coming in here, oh, off-season champs. Oh, I'm not gonna be getting too hyped. And hey, you don't gotta get hyped. You don't have to worry. No. But me, somebody who has seen porous offensive line play, you best believe I'm excited about Matt Lee coming to the University of Miami. Shout out to my guy Matt in the chat. He said earlier in the stream, he asked, "Is Jakai Clark going to redshirt?" Well, listen, I was under the impression that we get Matt Lee as our starting center, we got Jakai Clark as our backup center, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great because we got to keep in mind, guys, the great teams, not the average teams, not the above average teams, but the great teams, they go too deep. So if we have a Matt Lee and something was to happen to him, I would feel comfortable with Jakai Clark. So I don't think he redshirts, but it wouldn't surprise me if he transfers. When the news hit that Matt Lee had committed to Miami, we got to take a look at what Jakai Clark said on Twitter. And I often get back. People tell me like, "Hey, you can't read into tweets. You can't go by what's on social media." We have to realize in this day and age, these student athletes, although they may not come out and say something, they will say it through their tweets. They will say it to their tweets. So before I talk about Jakai, I want to make the point. That I'm trying to make is that this Jakai Clark, we are better with Jakai Clark as a second string than if he was to transfer. I hope he doesn't transfer. I hope he stays because with him, we are headed in the right direction. And we saw it last year. We saw offensive lineman after offensive lineman get injured. You're going to have to rely on your second team at some point in the season. That's why the great teams, they have the two deep depth, right? Shout out to my boy Sean Rounds with the $9.99 donation. He didn't even say nothing. He just dropped the $9.99 super chat. I appreciate you. And shout out to everybody in the chat. We just got over 100 people in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. I said we just got over 100 people in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. Now let's go check out Jakai Clark's. Let's check out his Twitter. And we got to remember, it's not what you tweet, it's how you tweet it, right? So soon as Matt Clark announced that he was coming to Miami, Jakai Clark tweeted out money signs. Jakai Clark tweeted out money signs. No, it wasn't no, okay, Jakai Clark, he's an offensive lineman. There's no welcome to the U, Matt Lee, or nothing like that. He types out $2 signs and a question mark. Okay, maybe not a big deal. Then he tags John Campbell with the salute and with the eye emoji. Remember, keep in mind, it's right after Matt Lee. Come on, man. Then he tweets this out. Who do I talk to for these NILs deals? I have nothing. Miami picks up a big commit, one of the best offensive linemen in the portal. And as soon as it happened, I got Jakai Clark saying, who do I talk to about these NIL deals? I have nothing. When you look at, like, is this the type of stuff that Mario wants to see? I'm sure it isn't. I'm sure Mario would have rather the regular old quote. Y'all know they say what they say, iron sharpens iron. You know, welcome to the squad, Matt Lee. We gonna make each other better. But no, not that. We got, who do I talk to about these NIL deals? Come on, man. It's all about the timing of everything. If this was done, yesterday, or maybe before, it wouldn't even, this wouldn't even be that bad of a tweak. But the bottom line, but the fact that he started to tweet this out as soon as Matt Lee commits, it's just not a good look. And I want to say this respectfully. The players that deserve NIL, they don't have to ask for it. The players that deserves, the players that has done enough, the players that have put it on tape, the players who can pop in the tape and their play has spoken for them, they don't have to ask where NIL deals are. Do you think Javion Cohen, a guy who started for Alabama, hasn't allowed a sack, has won awards, has won championships? Do you think he has to ask how to get NIL deals? Do you think Cameron Kinchings, All-American safety, who put it on tape, do you think he has to ask, where are these NIL deals? Come on, man. Come on. Overall, to me, it wouldn't surprise me. I have no inside information. I don't want anybody running and saying, I said this, or no, I don't know. But to me, soon as Matt Lee announced that he was coming to Miami, Jakai, he went on this Twitter rant. Would it surprise me if he entered the transfer portal? It would not. The man want to know where NIL deals. And what really frustrates me is not just him, is that people forget, or I guess people act like Mario Cristobal was not an elite recruiter before NIL. Has NIL played a role in Miami getting players? Yes. But how come every time a player commits to Miami, NIL's got to be brought up? And this time it was brought up by a player on our own squad. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see what happens. Let's talk about Daryl Jackson, right? Daryl Jackson signed with Maryland, transferred, came to Miami, gave us a nice little productive season, then dipped out, went to Florida State, and now there are rumors that he could be coming to Miami. Ever since the first rumor has hit, there's been more and more rumors. Last night, there was a picture where Gabby Arutia, he noticed that the picture was taken in Coral Gables. So we know that Daryl Jackson is in fact at Miami. Will he come back? If you telling me that we can bring back Daryl Jackson and added a guy like Thomas Gore, Georgia State, Thomas Gore, and then you look at what we're doing with the offensive line play, it would be nice. It would be nice. I'm not counting it before it happens because college football is just crazy right now. College football is just crazy right now. Players are, on signing day, there was a 5-star commit, decommit, sign with a team, then sign with another team, all in 24 hours. And now we see with Daryl Jackson, he left us, went to Florida State, and now he could be coming back to us. So no one knows what could happen. But I will tell you this, if Daryl Jackson came back, I would welcome him with open arms. I'm sure Leonard Taylor would open him with open arms. Hakeem Mesidor, Kevin Steele would open him with open arms. Okay. Let's see what the chat got to say, man. Go ahead and give me your thoughts in the chat. And I'm going to put them on the screen. We're going to do a speed run. And then I want to talk about something else interesting that I was listening to yesterday, okay? Go ahead. Let me know what you think about Matt Lee. Let me know what you think about Jakai Clark. Let me know what you think. I'm going to run through some of these. I'm going to put them on the screen. Mr. HD says, film don't lie, Jakai. I think this team really would love to have Jakai as a backup center. Or, hey, why don't you go into camp and beat out Matt Lee? But I think what he did was kind of reckless. I mean, the tweets it was just a bad look. And I hope he stays on the team because I would love him as a backup because we need depth on the offensive line, but we'll see what happens. Middle Tennessee State had that 260-pound freshman blowing him up. It was ugly. We need them big defensive tackles. I agree. Daryl Jackson, come on back, baby. Doesn't Jackson have to sit out a year since he transferred last year? If he stayed with us, he can play. Excuse me. Fish fan Miami. If he wanted to play for Florida State, yes, he would have to get a waiver signed. The waiver would his argument on his waiver would be that his mother is dealing with a sickness, so he's moving closer. So he would either have to sit out or get that waiver cleared for him to play at Florida State. If he came back here, he can play right away. Why we opening people? I don't know what that means. If Jackson stays at Florida State, we will know by tomorrow because he would have to enroll in classes. Yeah. I think he's going to be at Miami. And the reason I think he's going to be at Miami because he wouldn't be in Coral Gables. Why was he in Coral Gables? I think Miami, I think he ends up being at Miami. Get greedy with them defensive tackles. This team was 5-7 last year. We need a lot of good players. I keep telling people that. I'll keep on saying this team was 5-7 for a reason. There are no Band-Aids. There are no Band-Aids. This team was 5-7 for a reason. Jimmy Johnson said he will teach each player fair but not the same in each disciplinary situation. Okay. Jimmy Johnson, the GOAT. What else we got? My boy Demetrius in the house. What's up? What's up? Any news on a defensive tackle from Arkansas? I haven't heard anything on him. Lee is an instant starter. Great addition. Clark, be quiet. You're man. Okay, look. Yes, I agree with that. Lee, if you ask me, would be our starting center. He is a great addition to this squad. He adds everything you want to add. Clark, I don't agree with what he did on Twitter. I mean, it's just a bad look when you got one of your last year's starters talking about NIL as soon as a player commits to the team. I mean, how do you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. I just think that's crazy. Why no wide receivers? We got to get some. There's still some wide receivers out there. And I hope we get them. I think we do. Let me ask y'all this. This is something that I want to know. Okay. I need everybody in the chat. I need everybody to let me know. Okay. I need everybody to let me know. Okay. Looking at Miami's wide receivers, Kobe Young is our best wide receiver, or he's been our most productive. In your eyes, who's the better player? Frank Ladson or D. Wiggins? Who is the better player, Frank Ladson or D. Wiggins? D. Wiggins just hit the transfer portal. Former Miami Hurricane. I see some D. Wiggins in here. I see, okay, Crazy Zay says Ladson. Blacken said Wiggins did more. Christopher said I would take Frank Ladson to be honest. Wiggins right now. We only liked Wiggins when he played with Florida State. Boy, that boy used to kill Florida State. I asked this because when you look at the productions of our wide receiver this past year, and I have talked about how our offensive line wasn't that great, so that's why our deep game wasn't great. If D. Wiggins was still on Miami, where would he rank under the wide receivers? And, I know he's not better than Kobe Young, but everybody else, I mean, How is Miami looking in recruiting? They're looking good. I think the biggest recruiting point that everybody's waiting on right now is Cremani. The biggest recruiting point that everybody's waiting on now is Cremani. My boy Brian says, "What's up? I like the show. Keep up the good work." Hey, we got 173 up in the house. We got 173 up in the house. Shout out to everybody in the crib. Hey, Canes for Life says, "Don't count out Restrepo. My eyes are glued to Restrepo this year. My eyes are glued to Restrepo this year. They are glued. You will hear me comment about Restrepo either in a good way, he's producing. You'll hear me talk about it a lot, or in a bad way, it's time to put up or shut up. All right. So I was listening to the Wide Right podcast, right? So, guys, if you go to YouTube here, let's go to YouTube here right quick. Let's go to YouTube here right quick. Let's go to YouTube here right quick. And type in Wide Right Podcast. Now, that is by Manny Navarro. Manny Navarro puts out good information. He does have a YouTube channel. If y'all want to go over there and support him, I want to put it on the screen here. Let me see. Because I want to play some of the last podcast he just did. And I want to talk about what he said and give you guys and ask you guys' opinion on something here. Let me go ahead and take this off. This is Manny Navarro's YouTube channel. Go ahead and check it out. He's at 1,000. Hey, if you subscribe, go over there, subscribe and comment. Hashtag NMD sent you, man. Go ahead over there. Hashtag NMD sent you. He puts out a lot of good info. But I want to play this audio from the Wide Right podcast, right? Let me see if I can find it. He said something very interesting. And let me people say a lot of stuff on different podcasts. But Manny Navarro, to me, I've seen him when he talks about something, it usually comes true. I'll say that. When Manny Navarro talks about something, it usually comes true. If he don't know if it's not gonna come true, he'll straight up tell you. But that's why this caught my eyes. Let me see. I timestamped it. 44. Let's see.
Of the Wide Right podcast. Happy New Year to you. We're officially in 2023, or as I like to call it, the year that I have, and hopefully running into some of the Miami coaches. I think most of them are going to be grad assistants. Most of the connections happen to be able to land.
Let me see here.
Right. So I'll be up there along with Sam Khan, and I think Andy Staples is going out there. There's going to be a whole bunch of us from the Athletic out there talking to coaches and figuring things out. But I guess my whole point is what I was told.
All right, now listen to what he says. Manny Navarro. This is coming from Manny Navarro, Wide Right podcast. Oh.
There'll be a lot of guys there, high school, college, all kinds of people. Most of the connections happen to be able to land college jobs. Right. So I'll be up there along with Sam Khan and I think Andy Staples is going out there. There's going to be a whole bunch of us from the Athletic out there talking to coaches and figuring things out. But I guess my whole point is what I was told, there will be changes to the staff. I'm expecting them. I'm expecting some news here. As I've tried to say on the Big O show when I make my Tuesday and Friday appearances, patience, patience, patience. Everybody wants to see things done right away. Obviously, Mario does not operate in that fashion. Part of this is, these are some of these guys are guys that he brought in his first year, spent a lot of money to bring in, made a big deal about it. It always looks better when they go find a new job and move on than to have them fired. I think all of that plays a role. But ultimately, there will be changes to this staff. I expect there to be look, you guys all know who the names are, right? I mean, do I need to sit here and spell them out for you?
All right. Now, did everybody hear that? In case you didn't, basically, this is Manny Navarro, reporter from the Athletic, someone who doesn't just fly off the handle and say some stuff. From time to time, I may fly off the handle and say some reckless stuff. Manny, he's a professional. He does not just go out of the way and just say reckless things. Shout out to you, Kane, Idaho. But he said he expects some coaching changes. He expects some coaching changes to be happening at Miami. Who do y'all think he's talking about? Who do y'all think he's talking about? There will be coaching changes at Miami. Now, he didn't give out any names. He said, come on, y'all know who we're talking about. So I'm assuming Mr. HD has already said it. He said Gaddis and Pounce. Does anybody else have any predictions? Or is everybody going to go with Gaddis? Pounce? I didn't know there was heat out for heat out for Pounce like that. I didn't know that there was heat out for Pounce like that. Something else that everybody's bringing up here is that when you go, let's see here. when I pull up this picture, something that everybody's talking about is where's Josh Gaddis in this picture? Where's Josh Gaddis in this picture? Thor's Hammer says, still, he's getting old. Jay Love says the tight ends coach, which I haven't seen a lot of pictures of him either. Praying is Josh Gaddis. Still, Cristobal isn't going to embarrass his coaches. It's coaching hires. I don't know. Ian, I agree. That's somebody I don't talk about enough is Ray Ray. I need to give Ray Ray more shine. But I just thought it's easy. It would have been easier for Manny Navarro to say, I wonder if there's going to be coaching changes. But no, he said, from what I'm hearing, I'm expecting coaching changes to happen. He said it like, hey, it is going to happen. Elijah said, where's DVD in this picture? That's true. That's true. But you would figure, with this being Matt Lee, the center is very important to the offense. Where is the offensive coordinator? Stanley said maybe Gaddis in still. Shout out to my boy Ian. 185 in the chat. Y'all are going crazy. 185 in the chat. Y'all are going crazy. If DVD leaves, we're done. Listen, man, we got to do whatever we can to get we got to keep DVD. Because if you look at the live stream that I did 2 days ago, I'm telling y'all, the reason that we're still in the running, I believe, for Kermani is because of DVD. We got to keep them. We got to keep them, man. We got to keep them. Still needs to go to he's ass. Oh, man. Y'all are funny, man. Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. If it's me, I'm being honest with you. If it's me, I keep the coordinators for one more year. I think 1 year, they got here late. I think we give them one more year, personally. Still is past his time. Gaddis is garbage. We can't lose DVD. Yup. Those wide receivers in that 2020, that 2020, the wide receivers in that 2024 class, a lot of those guys, they got a good relationship with DVD. No, they got to go or we're going to lose our 5 stars. That, this makes a lot of sense right here. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. This makes a lot of sense right here. I believe that Mario will let Gaddis find another job first, then move on without firing him. That honestly makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense because, just firing him right after the season, that's, one, you fire a guy right after the season without another coach. Then you got transfer portal, you got recruiters, you got recruiting. You're dealing, and you're trying to find a coaching job, a new coach. Let me ask y'all this: who's on the hot board? Who's the hot board? Let's get into that real quick. I'm about to jump off here, but let's get into that. Throw some names in the chat. Who do y'all want? Who do y'all looking at for offensive and defensive coordinator? If he was to fire Steele and Gaddis. Now remember, I'm saying keep him for one more year. That's me. That's me. Y'all know I got a big heart. You know what I'm saying? Give the man one more chance. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Maybe they just got to a slow start and they didn't get everything. Just give them one more chance. But who are some names that y'all want as offensive and defensive coordinators? Let's throw them out there. I want to see some names, man. Everybody, I'm hearing everybody saying fire somebody. Everybody want to fire somebody. Who are some names that y'all are thinking about? Not that, just who's on y'all's wish list. I was watching Hard Knocks earlier. The Cardinals, their ass. Cliff Kingsbury, a brilliant offensive mind. Kevin Sumlin, Scott Frost, Scott Frost. Then I don't think Dan Mullen's gonna be a quarterback coach. I think he either is somebody's offensive coordinator or he's somebody's head coach. Scott Frost is OC. Is Scott Frost anywhere right now? Garrett Riley. Everybody wants Garrett Riley. He's gonna be a hot name. Hey, maybe Garrett Riley's the next offensive coordinator. He has to wait till after they go up against Michigan in the championship game. Maybe that's it. Okay, we got the Wake Forest. Deion Sanders, he's a head coach. He's not going back to coordinators. Wilder Wright promoted to co-defensive coordinator. Charlie, listen, if we're getting rid of Kevin Steele, and one of the main reasons is because he's old. Charlie Strong, I don't want him as DC either. Derek Mason. Derek Mason. I hope we go with the youth movement. If we're gonna get rid of these guys. Jeremy Pruitt, nah. Edo, nah. Kevin Dorsey, I like it. Justin Fuente, where's Justin Fuente? I know he got fired. It didn't work out at Virginia Tech. Okay. Marcus Arroyo, Pounce to OC. Art Browse. Boy, you're going to have everybody in arms if that man hire Art Browse. If we hire Art Browse and lose, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. All right, my people, man, I'm out. I'm about to jump off here. We reached to about 200 people in the chat. I appreciate you more than you know. If you want to become a member of the channel, the link is in the description. Shout out to my current members. Let me put them on the screen right there. I appreciate y'all so very, very much. I appreciate everybody rocking with your boy. I'm out. Peace. No more defeat.
See, everywhere I go, you know I rep that you. Orange and green from head to toe, that's you. Back in the 80s, dressed in fatigue, that's you. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. See, everywhere I go, you know I rep that you. Orange and green from head to toe, that's you. Back in the 80s, dressed in fatigue, that's you. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. When you talk about the best, better say the Hurricane line. Hurricane line. Talking Ray Lewis hits, back in the Arvo day. Arvo day. Talking stand to the boss, going deep for the touchdown six. Touchdown six. Talking air read all in the backfield, safety blitz. Yeah, all of my soldiers they ride, repping that you. Hoping we running to you. Irvin catching the ball, Philly get sacks. I had your hitting the fools like cheer, like TJ Ford and Sap, but legend forever. Legend forever. Andre Johnson, Gore, Gino Toretta, Brandon Harris, Kids of Dorsey, Willis McKay, Reggie Wade, Travis Benjamin, how can you play it? Talking 83, 87, 89, 9101, that right. Got fire rates, get right. We live, we big, had to stay locked. No lie, no lie. See, everywhere I go, you know I rep that you. Orange and green from head to toe, that's you. Back in the 80s, dressed in fatigue, that's you. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. See, everywhere I go, you know I rep that you. Orange and green from head to toe, that's you. Back in the 80s, dressed in fatigue, that's you. You got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. Year of the 8-ball. One time for my dogs, you got it, Number one for the crib, on the side, and it ain't no top. Bitch. Sit far to the left, sit far to the right. Have it pose up, have it pose up. Brian McKinney, Devin Hester, Kevin Winslow, Jimmy Graham, Michael Barrow, Vince Wilfork, Jim.